you folks at home can see the evidence, snow, and supposedly a few inches yet to fall here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the punt team is out there. It's not fourth down. Maybe the cold weather here freezing their brain a bit. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Sheds him off at the 45. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bears take over.
At their own 48-yard line.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Now Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. Touchdown, Chicago! Darnell Mooney, 52 yards. And the Bears will strike first here in this wild card matchup. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. A give. This is Montgomery. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Now it's Fields. Flush to his right. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And that is no good. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, Keys. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia! And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
It's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
2nd and 2. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And oh, it coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Following the fumble recovery, Keys. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. third down. They'll run it with Sanders. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the football, but now face second and long. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him already. A terrific first quarter here to begin the playoffs. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Montgomery. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference, though. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's
touchdown, Chicago! Darnell Mooney with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter, and the Bears have taken the lead. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
And that should serve as a big warning to this defense. They know now that they have to stick close to these receivers because they have the ability to break games wide open after the catch, and that one wound up in the end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought of a return here for Hines. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage. I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, Keys. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Jimmy Moreland. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
It's over.
And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally, and you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. On the return, it's Nyheim Hines. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now a carry for Sanders. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those three guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On 3rd and 2, Keys. He's got Smith here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll run on first down. Hines. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. Second down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Keys. Complete. Smith has it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
back to throw again. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there, because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat. Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Touchdown, Bears! Darnell Mooney saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Bears continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Bears 28, Eagles 10.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return is Hines. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on.
Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On 1st and 10, Keys fighting. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Keys. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll give him 8 that time. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun. Keys. It's complete to Brown, right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, Keys. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Intended for Naheem Hines. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 13.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Keys. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Taken from about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st down, Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Flushed out right. That's complete to Mooney. And he has another 1st down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 41-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
99 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll go down at the 28.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Escaping the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Running left, Montgomery. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now on 2nd and 16, Fields. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. To throw is Fields. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! Jarnell Mooney from 13 yards out. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it, and this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one. Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Here's Fields. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
And it's third down.
Here's Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Bears will extend their lead. Santos with the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night. And whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 122 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Bears on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. 7 yards to pick up there. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Keys. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. This to Hines on the drop-off. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 48. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Keys. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Finding room to the 20. And finally down at the 9-yard line. They'll look to throw again. And it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Keys. Keeps himself upright. Sliding out of the pocket. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, and now here is another interception. Picked off at the 12. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Big stop, D. Big stop, let's go.
And they take a knee. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past